Governor Walker will deliver his State of the State address on January 19th. The governor has said he wants to go around the state this year listening to the people's concerns. And in an interview with WISN TV last week, he also previewed a possible theme for his State of the State.
Is take reforms, build off the reforms we've done, add more reforms in state government, and take as many of those savings now and plug them into education.
He also said he's inclined to run for a third term in 2018. We're talking about all of this now with our editorial partner, Jeff Mayers, the president of WisPolitics.com. Jeff, it's good to have you back on the program.
Good to be here, Mike.
So the governor now says he's inclined to run for another term in 2018. Is that something he really has to say?
Yes, I think so. He's been dropping these hints since he dropped out of the presidential race about running for a third term. And that's because if you say you're not running or you say you're going to go somewhere else, then you become a lame duck. I mean, he already spent the last year out of the state a lot, and legislative leadership and legislators and the body politic was sort of used to operating without him being around all the time. Well, that's not really a good thing if you're going to be the governor. So the hard political fact is you want to preserve your options if you're a sitting politician, and saying you're thinking about running again or inclined to run again is the right way to do it.
So Republicans have checked a lot of the boxes on their policy to-do list. What does the governor want to accomplish in the next year?
Well, in the series of interviews he did with media last week, he's talking about closing the skills gap. It's not so much about creating jobs as matching people up with the right skills for the right job. There's a state website that has 70,000 unfilled jobs, and the administration talks about that a lot. So how do you train the people, or how do you get them into apprenticeships, or how do you, as he says, get them off the sidelines and into the game? How do you do that? And I think that that's a lot of little stuff. It's not sort of a big, exciting idea as much as it's a lot of little moving parts that need to be put together. But industries are looking for this.
Are people looking for that big idea from him? Is that what some people want to hear him suggest?
Yeah, I mean, what I hear, there's a lot of grumbling, I guess, in the business community and elsewhere. His friends, his supporters, his fans are sort of like, they're anxious. Again, he was away for a lot of the year running for president. Now he's back, and they're sort of like, well, they're kind of looking for that big idea again, something to get everybody excited. And the other thing is he lost his support, his polling support in the middle.
Independents, yeah.
Right, the independents. And so, when you're in the high 30s, to get back to 50, the magical number of 50, you got to regain those independents. So talking about education, talking about jobs, maybe getting that big idea, I think that's part of what he may be looking for when he's listening, out there listening to people. And he told.
I want to get your take on that, because he's using that word a lot, listening.
Right, yeah. and I think the way he related to our reporter was in a sense of a sort of a consensus building process, not to just go say, this is what I want to do, what do you think, but to hear people out. He said he compared it to like being a CEO for 5 years, or being a pastor in a church for 5 years. Well, getting more in touch, more engaged with the stakeholders, and thinking more long range, thinking beyond the regular 2-year budget cycle. So I think that's a way to re-engage supporters, or maybe supporters you have lost. So there is a political gain to it, but there could also be a good policy gain on it.
When your publication interviewed him, he seemed in good spirits.
Yes.
Some people think he's been a little down since.
Well,
since the end of the
think
race.
about it. Think about anybody who goes to a big endeavor and it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out the way you planned. I mean, there's going to be, I think, a period of readjustment. And so, he's been doing the ABCs of being governor. But he's been mostly reactive, really, to policy things from the legislature. So I think that I've heard this from some of his advisors, to reassert his authority, to more reassert his agenda, what he's thinking, where he wants to go, not necessarily reacting to what the legislature wants to do.
Jeff Mayers is president of our editorial partner, WisPolitics.com. It's good to have you back on the program,
happy
Jeff.
to be here, Mike.
You're back. Coming up next is an important decision coming regarding text messages and the state's open records law.